We're in Havana, baby. Not the Havana of your tourist brochures, all sunny beaches and daiquiris. No, this is the real deal. Crumbling facades painted in hues that scream for attention, vintage American cars rumbling down pothole-ridden streets, the scent of cigar smoke and strong coffee clinging to the air. This is a city that pulsates with a raw, untamed energy, a place where history whispers from every corner. Cuba, an island nation seemingly frozen in time, a place where contradictions collide with a strange sort of beauty. It's a country grappling with its past, yet brimming with an infectious optimism. We're here to scratch beneath the surface, to explore the heart and soul of this enigmatic island. Over the next few days, we'll be your guide through the must-sees, the hidden gems, the places and people that capture the true essence of Cuba. Buckle up, kids. It's gonna be a bumpy, beautiful ride. Forget your preconceptions about sanitized tourist traps. Havana is a city that grabs you by the collar and pulls you in, demanding to be experienced on its own terms. We're starting our journey in Old Havana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a labyrinth of cobblestone streets, Baroque churches and grand colonial mansions, many frozen in a state of elegant decay. The air here is thick with the scent of history. You can almost hear the echoes of Hemingway sipping mojitos, the rhythmic pulse of salsa music spilling out from dimly lit bars. This is a city where life spills out onto the streets, where dominoes are slammed down with gusto and impromptu rumba performances erupt on street corners. We'll wander through 𝗃𝗄𝗄𝗃, a square that has witnessed centuries of Cuban life, from colonial grandeur to revolutionary fervor. We'll sip strong, sweet coffee at a cafe frequented by Hemingway himself, soaking in the atmosphere and eavesdropping on conversations that could only happen here. Havana is a city of contrasts, a place where crumbling grandeur sits side by side with vibrant street art, where the weight of history is countered by the infectious joy of the Cuban people. It's a city that gets under your skin, that stays with you long after you've left. Let's face it, sometimes you just need a little slice of paradise. After the sensory overload of Havana, Varadero is a welcome respite. Imagine 20 kilometers of pristine white sand beaches, kissed by the turquoise waters of the Atlantic. This is the Cuba of your vacation dreams. But don't mistake tranquility for boredom. Varadero might be known for its natural beauty, but it also knows how to have a good time. We're talking water sports galore. Diving, snorkeling, sailing. Or maybe you'd prefer to sip a cold mojito under the shade of a palm tree, the soundtrack, the gentle rhythm of the waves. Of course, no trip to Varadero is complete without experiencing its vibrant nightlife. From lively salsa clubs to beachfront bars with live music, there's something here for everyone. Varadero is a place to unwind, recharge, and soak up the natural beauty of Cuba. It's a reminder that sometimes the best things in life are simple: sun, sand, and a whole lot of soul. Get ready to step back in time, folks. Trinidad, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a perfectly preserved Spanish colonial town. Imagine cobblestone streets echoing with the clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages, pastel-colored houses with wrought iron balconies, and plazas buzzing with the rhythm of life. This is a town where time seems to stand still. We'll wander through Plaza Mayor, the heart of Trinidad, surrounded by grand colonial mansions that whisper tales of a bygone era. We'll visit the Museo Romantico, housed in a former sugar baron's mansion, for a glimpse into the opulent lifestyle of Trinidad's elite. But Trinidad is more than just a museum piece. It's a town brimming with life, music, and a vibrant culture. We'll listen to the sounds of traditional Cuban music spilling out from open doorways, the air thick with the scent of spices and roasting coffee. Trinidad is a place to savor the simple pleasures, a leisurely stroll through its charming streets, a conversation with a local over a cup of strong Cuban coffee, the feeling of being transported back in time. Okay, picture this: rolling green hills, dotted with those iconic limestone formations known as mogotes, tobacco fields stretching as far as the eye can see. This, my friends, is the Viñales Valley, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a glimpse into the soul of rural Cuba. We're not just here for the scenery, though it's pretty damn spectacular. We're here to learn about one of Cuba's most iconic products, tobacco. We'll visit a local tobacco farm, meet the farmers who have been hand-rolling cigars for generations, and maybe even try our hand at rolling our own. The pace of life here is slow, dictated by the rhythms of nature. We'll take a ride in a horse-drawn cart, the air thick with the smell of fresh earth and drying tobacco leaves. We'll hike through the lush landscape, marveling at the towering mogotes and the vibrant bird life. Viñales is a place to disconnect from the modern world, to reconnect with nature, and to experience a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for centuries. It's a reminder that sometimes the most authentic experiences are found off the beaten path. Even if you don't know your Fidel from your Che, the image of Ernesto Che Guevara is globally recognized. This iconic revolutionary, immortalized in countless photographs and t-shirts, is practically a deity in Cuba. And there's no place more significant in understanding his legacy than the Che Guevara Mausoleum in Santa Clara. We're not here to glorify violence or revolution. We're here to understand the man behind the myth, the doctor-turned-guerrilla fighter who became a symbol of rebellion. The mausoleum itself is a stark, imposing structure, a testament to the socialist ideals that Che fought for. Inside, you'll find Che's tomb, a place of quiet reflection, and a museum that chronicles his life and legacy. We'll learn about his childhood in Argentina, his travels through Latin America, his role in the Cuban Revolution, and his eventual death in Bolivia. Love him or hate him, there's no denying Che's impact on Cuba and the world. This is a place to grapple with complex history, to understand the motivations and ideals that drove a generation, and to reflect on the enduring power of symbols. Leave your fancy resorts and rum cocktails behind, folks. We're heading deep into the heart of the Zapata Peninsula, a UNESCO biosphere reserve that's a world away from the tourist trail. This is raw, untamed Cuba, a haven for nature lovers and adventure seekers. Imagine dense mangrove forests, sprawling swamps teeming with crocodiles, and a coastline where flamingos outnumber people. This is a place where you can truly disconnect from the outside world and immerse yourself in the raw beauty of nature. We'll start our adventure in the village of 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀, where we'll hop on a speedboat and zip through the canals of the Zapata swamp. We'll keep our eyes peeled for crocodiles lurking beneath the surface, exotic birds soaring overhead, and maybe even the elusive Cuban toady. Next, we'll head to 𝗃𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, a flooded cenote that's perfect for a refreshing dip. Don't forget your snorkel gear. The crystal clear water offers a glimpse into an underwater world teeming with colorful fish. They call Cienfuegos the Pearl of the South, and trust me, it's not hard to see why. This elegant city, founded by the French in the 19th century, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a refreshing change of pace from the hustle and bustle of Havana. Imagine grand neoclassical buildings painted in pastel hues, wide boulevards lined with palm trees, and a picturesque bay dotted with sailboats. Cienfuegos exudes a sense of faded grandeur, a reminder of Cuba's colonial past. We'll start our exploration in Parque José Martí, the heart of Cienfuegos, surrounded by stately buildings like the Teatro Tomás Terry and the Palacio de Gobierno. We'll wander down Paseo del Prado, a lively promenade that stretches along the bay, perfect for people watching and soaking in the city's unique atmosphere. No trip to Cienfuegos is complete without a visit to Palacio de Valle, an eclectic architectural masterpiece that wouldn't look out of place in a fairy tale. We'll sip a cold drink on the rooftop terrace, enjoying panoramic views of the city and the bay. Get ready to move your feet, because we're heading to Santiago de Cuba, the country's cultural heart and soul. Forget the salsa clubs of Havana. This is where the real deal goes down. Santiago is a city that pulsates with Afro-Cuban rhythms, a place where music and dance are woven into the fabric of everyday life. The streets here are alive with the sounds of sun, rumba, and conga, a vibrant soundtrack that will have you moving your feet whether you like it or not. This is the birthplace of many of Cuba's most iconic musical genres, and you can feel the history and passion in every beat. We'll lose ourselves in the energy of a street performance, sip strong Cuban coffee at a cafe frequented by local musicians, and maybe even try our hand at a salsa lesson. Don't worry, no one's expecting you to be a pro. Santiago de Cuba is a city that celebrates life, a place where music and dance are more than just entertainment, they're a way of life. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to experience a culture is to let the rhythm move you. Tucked away on the eastern tip of Cuba, surrounded by lush rainforests and shrouded in legend, lies Baracoa. This is no ordinary town, folks. This is where Christopher Columbus first set foot on Cuban soil back in 1492. They call it the first city, and stepping into Baracoa is like taking a step back in time. Forget your tourist traps and all-inclusive resorts. Baracoa is a place where time seems to move a little slower, where the air is thick with the scent of tropical flowers and the sounds of nature. This is a place to disconnect from the modern world and reconnect with the simple pleasures of life. We'll hike through the rainforest to the cascading waters of 𝗃𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗵𝗀, a flat-topped mountain that dominates the skyline and figures prominently in local folklore. We'll cool off with a dip in the crystal-clear waters of a natural swimming hole, surrounded by lush vegetation and the sounds of exotic birds. And we can't forget about the food. Baracoa is known for its unique cuisine, influenced by its indigenous Taino heritage. We'll feast on fresh seafood, tropical fruits, and 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, a sweet treat made from coconut and honey. We're ending our Cuban adventure where it all began, back in Havana. But this time, we're seeing the city from a different perspective. Perched high above the entrance to Havana Bay, the Castillo del Morro stands guard, a silent sentinel that has witnessed centuries of history unfold. Built by the Spanish in the 16th century to protect against pirate attacks, the fortress is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city and the sea. We'll wander through its ramparts, imagining the cannons booming and the clash of swords as Spanish soldiers fought off invaders. As the sun begins to set, casting a golden glow over the city, we'll raise a glass to Cuba, a country of contradictions, complexities, and undeniable beauty. We've explored its vibrant cities, relaxed on its pristine beaches, delved into its rich history and culture, and met the people who call this island home. Cuba has a way of getting under your skin, of staying with you long after you've left. It's a place that challenges your perceptions, broadens your horizons, and reminds you that the most rewarding journeys are often the ones that take you off the beaten path. So we've come to the end of our Cuban adventure. We've salsa'd in the streets of Havana, soaked up the sun on the beaches of Varadero, and explored the hidden gems of this fascinating island. We've tasted the flavors of Cuba, from strong coffee and rum cocktails to fresh seafood and tropical fruits. But more importantly, we've experienced the soul of Cuba, the warmth of its people, the richness of its culture, and the enduring spirit that makes this island so unique. Cuba is a place that stays with you, that lingers in your memory long after you've said goodbye. If you're looking for an adventure that's off the beaten path, a place that will challenge and inspire you, then Cuba is calling. Don't wait. Book that ticket, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the magic of Cuba for yourself. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more travel adventures around the world.